That was a long ride from Lotoka. And thank you to all your silver fellows for the rain. We had great weather until we got to Diomba. Thank you to my mates who actually rode with me today. Manaka boys, good job, well done. You know, these are a wonderful, wonderful bunch of friends that I have, and it's a brotherhood that exists, and they're all motorcycling enthusiasts, and we all look after each other in our personal lives and in any shape or form that's ever required. We're always there for each other. So, you know, motorcycling is not just about motorcycling, it's also about great friendships that are made because we all have the same passion. The Chairman, Land Transport Authority, Chief Executive Officer, LTA, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and a special welcome also to the women in business. I think they're here today, they're being represented, and I'll tell you later why. Bulwanaka, and very good morning to you all. Today's launch of the motorcycle safety and awareness is very special to me, as I'm an ardent motorcycler, rider myself, and hence I understand the safety that's required when riding a motorbike, and it's of paramount importance. I say this with conviction because of the ever-increasing road fatalities in Fiji today. The current death toll, ladies and gentlemen, stands at 55, which is an alarming number. And there is an epidemic of gross disregard of rules of the road by drivers and pedestrians alike. You know, and as a motorcyclist, I think we bear the brunt of most of it, and we do realize it on a daily basis when we ride. Lives are being lost where they shouldn't be lost. Families suffer, and this needs to be stopped. And for those of you that don't know, this is a great day for all of us motorcyclists, and I thank the Chairman and I thank LTA for arranging this, and I'm sure that they will have a few more around the country so that people are aware of motorcyclists and the safety issues surrounding it. We need to do something about this epidemic because it's really serious. As the LTA takes its awareness on motorcycle safety across the nation, you will hear messages such as look twice for motorcycles or watch out for motorcycles, amongst many others. While many would think that the LTA is dedicated its limited resources to only one particular thing, no, it's not. This is the time for them to stand up and with regard to motorcycle safety. Motorcycles make up a small number of vehicles on the road, and as of yesterday, when the duty got decreased to 5%, I think there's going to be a hell of a lot more motorcycles on the road. Vinaka, thank you to the government. It's quite funny. I had nothing to do with it, but the first text message I received was, I'm sure you had something to do with it. It's absolutely critical that there is a sense of awareness around the country for motorcycle riders, and that it be created and it be firmly implanted in the minds of drivers, both old and new, even before they get on the roadway. Ladies and gentlemen, it's important for each road user to note that the responsibility is not only on the bike rider, but also of the car, the minibus, the van, or the bus driver. And all of us that have ridden long distances have been frequent victims of people who just have no regard for people who ride motorcycles. A licensed motorcycle rider, which I am, by the way, I got reminded by my old school teacher, has as much right to be on the road as any other vehicle driver. We have great roads, we have wonderful roads, and I thank the Minister for Infrastructure for the wonderful roads between Lotoka and Suva, both the kings and the queens, because all of us motorcyclists are enjoying it thoroughly. All road users have the responsibility of ensuring that they and other users of the road are safe. Ladies and gentlemen, today's awareness program launch is an important step towards acknowledging that there is a problem, and we are all doing something about that problem. We cannot do that problem and ask the LTA to do it in isolation. So we have joined forces as motorcycle riders. We don't actually have an association, but all of us are together enough to realize this, and we will help in any way we can. For the LTA to partner with the motorcycling enthusiasts and industry is important and timely, as the Fijian government has just announced in the 2016 budget obviously the reduction of import tariffs for motorcycles, and thus encouraging the population towards buying a more economically feasible option plus an environmentally friendly option of a motorcycle. Therefore, it is vital to strengthen the safety of motorcycle and basically correct the statement that roads belongs to only four-wheeled vehicles. The public needs to know that it is safe to ride a motorcycle on the road, that they must feel confident to share the road and with other land transportation modes, and most importantly, their rights and safety must not be compromised. You know, as an enthusiast, it's so important to me, and I think people who are road users need to realize that we are human beings, we have families, we're not a bunch of rebels. You know, if you look around you, you have a minister, a lawyer, a doctor, an engineer. All of these people just love motorcycling, and they're not a bunch of rebels, they're not a bunch of hard people. You know, I'll tell you a few stories about this a little later. Additionally, ladies and gentlemen, it's important that a new motorcycle rider is aware of the power of the motorcycle that they are actually riding. In this regard, I hope the LTA will consider regulating the license issued to motorcycle users. As practiced in other jurisdictions, motorcycle riders, especially new ones, are issued restrictive category licenses, limiting the size of the motorcycle. I understand Australia is restricted to 600cc if you're a new rider. A 600cc engine motorcycle is easier to handle than 1000cc, and most of us actually know that, and which is more powerful and difficult to control. Furthermore, unlike driving schools for vehicle drivers, there are no specialized lessons for individuals who want to own a motorcycle. I had a conversation with Faiyaz and he actually said to me, I said, does anybody actually teach people how to ride motorcycles? He said, no sir. I said, well there you go. Something needs to be done. You know, there's another avenue for some people to make money out of it at the end of the day too also. But motorcycle riders generally learn of their own accord, and it's something that requires assistance, and I hope the LTA will take notice and do something about it and encourage people to become teachers of motorcycle riders. Maybe a riding school of some sort needs to be established. People are left to learn on their own, which is a major risk, as most are not able to master all the skills of riding. If I could stop there and just make you all conscious of what a motorcycle rider does. You know, people just think, oh, you get on the bike, you start it up and you go. It's wrong. That's not what happens. You know, a person who rides a motorcycle is passionate about what he does. And it's a sensory exercise. You actually use your left hand, your right hand, your left foot, your right foot, your left eye, your right eye, your two ears, and you process all of that in your head within a matter of milliseconds, mostly even faster than what a person would do riding a particular, just a normal car. So you think about it, what the kind of person that actually rides a motorcycle does all of that within a matter of milliseconds. You have to make decisions. They are powerful machines. So in order to ride properly, ride safely, it's very important that we actually get riding schools up and running so that people are taught properly how to ride. You know, a lot of the guys who ride with me probably didn't even think about it. Those are all the things that you do, and you process all of that within a matter of milliseconds. You have to make judgments. Most of you, if you go back home today after riding for a couple of hours, you'll find that if somebody's walking behind you about 10 meters after you've ridden, you'll hear his footstep if he's walking on the grass, because that's a sensory exercise. And I can tell you this much. For me, on Monday morning, I'm more powerful after having ridden on Sunday. It really does. It's a great form of exercise. It really is. Some people probably didn't realize that. With the increasing interest, ladies and gentlemen, in motorcycles, there is a need to have specialized lessons, obviously for motorcycle riders, together with refresher courses. Those of us that have been riding for a while, you know, it's great. We should. Defensive driving issues, we need to acknowledge and incorporate all of that if we're doing something about it. And they should be mandatory for renewal after 5 years from the initial license approval. This will elevate the safety levels, ladies and gentlemen, for motorcycle users and other road users, as riders will become more aware of the responsibilities on the road. You know, the biggest complaint we have as motorcycle riders is that people just ignore us. You know, I have, on occasion, you know, I generally ride in a big group, and this is a common complaint amongst everybody. They will pull out in front of you thinking, oh, it's just a motorcycle. It's not. It's probably 10 times as powerful, more powerful than a motor vehicle. You will get to the front bumper bar faster than anybody else. So the awareness isn't just about riding. It's about telling those people that are on the road already that you need to take care. You know, I will admit this. People in the West, I don't know why, but they are very courteous to motorcycle riders. I have a bunch of guys here that all stand up and vouch for it. For some odd reason they are. Maybe there's less vehicles on the road, you know. And this is the other reason why you'll find there's a lot of cyclists here who keep very loud motorcycles. Loud noise saves lives. It really does. Because that's the only way you're going to make them notice. You toot your horn and, you know, they won't listen at the end of the day. But if you're quite loud, and this is one of the reasons why motorcycles are quite loud. Educating and empowering people to embrace road safety as a way of life must be inculcated at a very young age, and not when people are eligible to hold a driving license. Therefore, by watching out for each other and understanding the obstacles faced and posed by motorcycles, we can avoid needless accidents and safely share the road with our two-wheeling friends. I'll just relay a story to you. It's sad. You know, there was a motorcyclist who, as we all know, when trucks turn, they might have their blinker on to turn left, but they actually turn right and then turn left. The motorcyclist who was riding thought the truck was turning right, and he ended up underneath the actual truck. Fortunately, he didn't die, but there's a lesson in there. It needs to be taught, you know. We are very passionate about what we do. We have children, we have fathers, we have homes. Those of us that are married have wives who let us ride motorcycles. You know, it's a big thing to ask your wife and say, hey, I want to buy a motorcycle. First thing they say is absolutely no way. Why? Because it's seen as a death trap. It isn't. It really isn't. Those of us that ride are always careful. 99% of the guys that I know, you know, they're very careful about the way they ride, where they ride, and how they ride. So it's a consciousness that needs to be put into drivers' minds so that we actually can ride safely. And as I say, you know, the roads are wonderful. They really are. I have ridden from Nandranga to Reki with my crew, and all the way to Suva. We don't have any complaints, and it's a wonderful opportunity for people to. It's lesser emissions also. These things are much cleaner than cars and diesel engine vehicles. It's another form of transport. You know, I visited. Maybe we should all go to India one day. You should see how they ride. It's amazing. It really is. But ladies and gentlemen, you know, there's something else that I must say. There's a reason why the women in business are here today. We don't have any female motorcycle riders. You know, they got all excited when I told them about this and said, we're coming. I said, well, why? Because maybe we're interested too in wanting to ride. So encourage them. We want to encourage them to ride. We should have more female riders. And thank you for your support, by the way. Dr. New, thank you very much. Always a pleasure to have you. I know. And you know, there are also wives with husbands or boyfriends who actually ride, and they're conscious about it, and they want the consciousness around the country so that people are more careful and listen to the LTA about the awareness program. This is something very close to my heart. I really hope we can take this program further around the West and around the country, because I can tell you right now, because there's quite a few famous people now who do ride. There's a lot of people who were interested. We had a massive motorcycle show out in at Damara City a little while ago. I think Rodney's organizing maybe a few more around the country once we get our association up in place. To the LTA, you know, we're here in any form of shape or assistance that you require from us, and we would also appreciate if we are at fault at anything, you should also tell us, because we may not be an association, but we do talk to each other. And the biggest thing and the best thing around the motorcycle fraternity, you'll find that there's a massive brotherhood that exists. You know, because we care about each other. If one person, whether I know him or not, if I see him on the street and he rides a motorcycle, you will always greet him with a hug. You know, most people, 90. Am I correct, guys? Yeah. Purely because we are a good fraternity. And you know, I can tell you this much. You'll find that a lot of them also want to contribute to society. These are sensitive people. They say, look, we ride. Let's ride for cancer, or let's ride and raise some money. As a matter of fact, I can say this publicly now. The bunch of guys that I ride with now, we've all decided to put our hands in our pocket and raise some money so Minister Akbar can have some water tanks, etc., to be distributed to the poor. This is the kind of people that ride. They are very good people. We're not a bunch of rebels. And I hope the rest of Fiji realizes that. And you know, if I can champion or help you with your cause, I will do so. That's my commitment. So long as you commit to ensuring that we have a proper safety awareness program program in the country with respect to motorcycle riders. I appreciate, I know it was a very quick conversation that I had with Faiyaz, and I appreciate LT what you've done today, and this is just the start. Unfortunately, the weather, I think some guys didn't come along because it was a bit wet, but those of us that are brave enough to ride in have done so. Thank you very much all for being here, and thank you LTA. And with those few words, I officially today launched the Motorcycle Safety and Awareness Program. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Guys, let's move. What?